Hi guys, it is Tuesday. It's 3:30 in the afternoon and I am out. I have to go pick up a small Sam's Club order. But I wanted to have a conversation and let's discuss this and let's be real and honest. Can anyone truly sustain making a comfortable living doing gig work anymore? I know a week and a half ago, I think I told you guys that my goal was I was going to post every day and, have conversations and let's have a topic that we're going to go over every day and subscribe to my channel. And I wanted to make this grow and everything that I'm supposed to say because that's truly what I want. But I had to stop. And last week was not a bad week because Delivered was so good to me. But I'm going to discuss my situation. We fell into this gig work not by choice, but I went out with my husband with doing it and fell in love with it. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I don't know if it was the newness, the freedom, it's not the same thing every single time or all of the above. I'm not sure. But I fortunately had a job that I was able to, on my lunch hour, do Delivered orders because at that time, Delivered was giving you orders based on your location. So our orders got sent out at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I was at work. So I would get orders that were close to where I could, within my lunch hour, go and get these catering orders done. That's where I did the majority of my orders, was when I was working. And I loved it. When I was at work, I would sometimes, shift you're on a schedule, so I would put myself on the schedule and I would see this preferred's ordering and that preferred's ordering and this and that. And I kept telling my husband, I'm missing all these orders because I'm stuck here at a job. I liked my job. Don't get me wrong. I actually loved my job until I allowed somebody to make my life miserable when I was there. Actually, it was somebody, but had 2 or 3 other cronies that I had worked closely with that I just was not happy. I was actually pretty miserable. I loved the CEO of our company. I still love them, but I just wanted to do this so badly. And we sat down, we figured out I prayed and prayed and prayed. I wanted to leave at Christmas no, not Christmas. It was after the new year. So early 2024, I think, was when I was telling my husband, this is what I want to do. But I prayed, and at that time, I didn't feel like God was telling me it was the right thing to do. So I stayed. Then I remember my next one was March. And still, I didn't feel like God was allowing me to do that it wasn't the right time. So I prayed and prayed and prayed till finally it was, my mom came in June. No. Was I off of work? Yeah, she came in June. And I took time off from work to spend with her. And in the midst of that, I still was doing all of this work. So I told my husband the end of July, that was it. I felt like God told me that I would be fine, that this was something I wanted to do, and he was going to allow me to do that, and we would be fine. So I quit my job. When I quit my job, like I said, Delivered was doing it based on your location. I was making great money on Delivered, and so was my husband. Pretty good money. I mean, not anything that we still obviously need to do other things to sustain our bills and our living situation, whatever, but we were making some pretty good money on it. And I was making money on Shipt. I was, averaging high fours a week for that. And then put in another, $400 or $500 for Delivered maybe. and then everything else. I was making more than I made at my W-2 job. So I quit. When I quit, it was like all of a sudden everything was brand new again for me, because I had to figure out what apps was I going to use, when was I going to use them, where was I going to go, what, all these like what, and whys and everything else. And I was overwhelmed, because when I was at work, I knew I was going to do a delivered order or Zifty, but it was mainly delivered for lunch. And then after work, I would take the long way home. I would always tell my husband, and try to get an Amazon order, which I was doing quite often. And then at night, I would either shop or go with him and, deliver food, whatever. But it was kind of compartmentalized and scheduled. Like, I knew what I was doing at what time. And then Saturdays and Sundays were kind of like a free-for-all. Monday through Friday, I did not want to get up to go to work, but Saturdays and Sundays, I was out of that bed so early so that I could go and shop and do whatever. I think I want to turn here. Sorry, traffic gets so bad, I think I want to get off of the street. But, so I had to learn how to figure out what to do. So my first thought was, let's try to get Diamond Cart on Instacart, so that I was Diamond throughout the rest of the year and for the holidays. Like, that's what I wanted, was to be Diamond Cart for the holidays, because I thought that was going to be the answer. So I'm not exactly sure when Deliverr did it, but shortly after I left work, they decided that they were not doing anything based on location anymore. So it was based on the tags that you have and the amount of deliveries that you have and your ratings. Well, little did I know that they were sending everything to the Emeralds at noon, and the leftovers are what we got at 2:00. So that severely took a hit for me and my husband. I mean, when I say severely, I mean we were like in shock, because that was probably half of our income maybe a little under half, but we'll just go with half. It was probably close, at least, to half of our income that was now gone. Absolutely gone, because we weren't making anything. I was still trying to make Emerald Elite, and was still trying to take everything that they sent me. So, of course, by the time, the Emeralds got their orders, I was getting, and I despise going down, I don't know if I ever said this before, downtown we have a street called Wacker, and there's Upper Wacker and Lower Wacker, and Lower Wacker is literally underneath the city, and it is dark, and it is 2 lanes, and everybody goes so fast, and you don't have time to slow down to see what dock that you're going to, and that's where all the docks are, like the the loading docks. So a lot of orders go there, and I would not take them. I am terrified of going to Lower Wacker, and I don't want to do it. My husband would tease me. I'd get a $100 offer. I'm like, that's not enough. I said, I need at least a minimum of $200 to stress out and go down there, because it literally is so stressful to me. I know PJ does it probably with his eyes closed, because he's done it so many times, but I can't. So I was getting all these orders for downtown that I wasn't taking, because first of all, they were like $40, $50. It would take me at least 45 minutes to get downtown, and that's on a very light traffic day. So I was declining all these orders. Finally, I did my map and, shortened my delivery area and started getting some. Then it went to, I was just not getting anything. And then shopping took a dive. Then the economy, took a dive. And then all the other orders I can't get an Amazon order to save my life anymore. I got one yesterday, but it didn't pan out. I never ended up delivering it, because the store didn't have all the packages, but whatever. So I had a little mini breakdown last week that I need to decide, is this still something that I can continue to do? And there went my phone. But I think my answer is no. I don't know. I pray and pray and pray, and I still feel that God is telling me that I'm fine, that we're going to be fine. But when I tell you everything that could possibly go wrong this week, last week and this week, has. And I mean everything. So we're in a boat right now that we're both stressing out. And can I say that it's Delivered's fault? Sure. They didn't give, there was no even warning like, hey guys, soon we're going to change this and it's going to be, the Emeralds are going to get everything and it's not going to be based on your location anymore and your orders might go. No, they just did it. But from a business standpoint, who am I for them to have to explain anything to? And I understand that, but it doesn't mean that it's any easier. And it really hurt us. And then I think things are going on with Shipt. I don't get all of a sudden people that tipped me 20%, I'm now getting 5%. Is that coincidence? I don't know. I feel like the food apps, which my husband taught me this, keeps you on a $20 per hour minimum, and they'll give you a really great order and then your next ones are going to be horrible because they want to keep you within that. And I just don't understand it. I don't know. There's just so many things that have ruined this. That is anybody else feeling this, or is it just us? Like, I just feel like we're drowning. And I blame myself because I quit thinking that this was going to be great, and it was until it wasn't. So that's why I was not making videos and I was kind of MIA since the mid to end of last week, because I couldn't come on here and be a fake and be like, oh yeah, things are great, everybody should quit their job, everybody should do that. No. And I did not quit my job lightly. I just want to make that very well known. Like, I literally prayed over this for months. My mother did, my aunts did, like everybody. And I still feel, I started applying for jobs and I get calls back and I'm just like, I can't for that amount of money. And I just feel like God is still telling me it's not time, but my bank account is telling me that it's time. My situation, my finances is telling me that it's time. And am I being tested on my faith because I preach my faith to my husband nonstop? The little mustard seed. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain has been my favorite verse since I was a little girl. It's one of the first things my mother ever taught me. My aunt bought me a necklace with the mustard seed in it that was hanging from my car. So I don't know. I don't know if this is just a big test. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I do hope that I'm still able to do this because I don't know how well I would do behind a desk anymore. I love my freedom. I love that I don't have to answer to anybody. And I love that there is no office politics and office drama. So it's just amazing to me how it takes one bad seed at a company to make the good people not want to be there anymore. But who am I to say who should stay and who should go? So that was my rant, I guess, for the day. I started to record on Friday and Saturday and yesterday, and I just was talking and just hit the stop button because I'm like, this is just so not me. It's not genuine. I was just trying to put on a happy face and go about how great things are, and they're not. I made almost $500 on Delivered last week. Today I did a $30 one, $32.50 because I was on time and we got the $2.50 bonus, which is very nice. I'm not trying to be condescending on that. It's sad that they have to offer that in order for people to be on time, which makes me wonder. I know Jackrabbit went through this too, where they were begging people to be on time and they were saying, we will lose our easycater contract in Chicago if you guys are not on time. So is that what Delivered's going through? Are the orders going to get less and less on that now too? I don't know. I don't know anything. But I do know that God's got us, and no matter what, He will always provide for me and take care of me. And I will be forever thankful for that. I just wish things happened on our time sometimes instead of His time. But I know his timing is perfect. But I guess I just wanted to say I was sorry for not being around and explain why, and not try to candy coat it and be 100% real and honest, and just let you know that it's rough right now. I just don't know where we're going and what's going to happen. Not in just our life, but in this world right now. So I hope you guys are doing much better than what I'm doing right now. Which is not me. I'm really not a crier. I used to be, but I haven't been in a long time. But I spent all day Friday crying because I just don't know what to do or where to go. So if you guys are a praying believer, you believe in prayer, pray for me because I need it. But I do hope you guys are doing great, and I hope that you're making all the money that you possibly can. And sorry, I should probably be watching traffic so I could turn, but I will try talking to you guys later if I get anything. Tomorrow I have 2 Zifty orders, and I will actually be back up to a 5.0 on Zifty because I had dropped an order for it delivered a couple weeks ago, and you have to do 20 orders to work that off. So I do have 2 tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be back to a 5.0 on that. Not that I think that does anything, because I've still been seeing pretty decent offers on there. So, but I will talk to you guys soon and let you know any updates as far as my life and what's going on, and if I'm going to continue in this kind of work, or am I going to find a W-2. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope you're doing very well.